Hi there, my name is Uniswale, and this is Working Through Emotions podcast. On the podcast, we talk about a range of things as they relate to people and their emotions, not leaving out interpersonal and intrapersonal relationships. And on today's episode, as usual, talking about a concept that is quite relatable and intentional. And I'm not be doing this alone. I have someone here with me. I have Timi Joseph right here, and it's good to have you here, Timi. Why are you laughing?
Why should I laugh?
I have Timi Joseph here, and we're talking about something quite relatable, like I mentioned earlier. We're talking about the concept of friendship. So yeah, Timi, the concept of friendship. What do you understand by the concept of friendship, especially with regards to navigating it and making it work, as opposed to what takes that people have on social media and even outside social media? So over to you.
For me, friendship deals with two or more people coming together and share similar ideas. They could have differences, but what I think makes people friends, or what creates friendship among people, really is the level of commitment and trust they have to themselves, how they are committed to seeing themselves, how they are committed to themselves,
Right.
and the level of trust that they place on each other. So I think that's really what friendship is, and that's why, for example, there's this way we can see friendship and see people that we call our friends as our brother, sister. So it has gone beyond just having maybe similar ideas. Has become something that if bonded together, we've seen
More
itself.
intimate.
Yes, you become more intimate.
Right.
For different conversations. Now, yes, we could have differences, different background, and
Sure.
it's not that friendship is not all that we agree on everything, but it's that even in spite of our differences, we're able to have common ground shared. We're able to have common ground, and more importantly for me, friendship deals with commitment and trust. Commitment and trust. I think that's basically what defines friendship for me.
Pressure
Commitment and trust.
Okay, yeah, you said something about commitment. You mentioned commitment and trust more than twice, right? Or more than one. And it just made me realize that surely when commitment is present in a friendship, then it means both parties understand that they are not leaving things to chance. They are not leaving it to just let them see how it goes. They are fully committed to it. And also there's also the part of being responsible. I'm trying to talk about the part that you mentioned, commitment.
Yes, of course.
Part of being responsible
Yes,
to each other.
definitely being responsible. I think there's no relationship at all that does not require a level of commitment she gets.
Right.
There's no relationship, be it between parents, children, father, mother, husband, wife, siblings, among siblings. There needs to be a level of commitment. You can't just leave things to chance. Nobody is going to grow intimate together or get close together
They're actually putting in the work.
without putting the work. So, yeah.
They doesn't fly on you like that. What about people saying, oh, maybe it's a coincidence? You know, this talk about fate, that we didn't do anything, no, we just grew intimate like that. I've actually heard something like that, but I don't know if you heard something like that before. Or actually heard something like that, oh, we didn't actually put in the work, we didn't do much, we just understood ourselves in our own worlds and things worked out.
It's funny because if you just say coincidence, yeah, I don't doubt the fact that we could meet by chance.
Right.
Because you could meet people by chance. It's not like you plan to meet everybody that you met. Like people, you just met them,
Right.
you saw them the first time.
Life just happened.
It was just a casual meeting, and then maybe the second time, and it just developed into something. But for it to develop into something meaningful, where you begin to see yourselves beyond just distant people, right? It has to come with a level of friendship. It has to be something you guys have built together. It has to be something you guys have shared together, come together to discuss. There has to be a series of events that has happened, and those events will not just happen by chance, right? There are things that you go. In fact, I think also friendship is a choice, right? It's not like you just leave things to chance and you're just saying, okay, we are friends today because everything that happened was nobody was doing anything. It just happened. It happened random. That
Right.
really does not make it doesn't make sense.
And that just makes sense. But I've actually heard someone say before, and I wanted to hear your opinion on that, right? It doesn't happen by chance. I want to ask, do you think commitment can ever last without definition? If the friendship is not defined, do you think commitment can last?
I think well,
No, you start for me. Do you think we can last that definition? Like, we don't define our relationships, but we just know deep down in our hearts that, okay, I think we can be committed to each other and responsible.
okay, so
Yeah, right.
I think the issue more deals now with what you see the person as. You know, like we said earlier, friendships do not happen by chance. They are not. You don't begin to call somebody your friend. Of course, I think calling people friends has somewhat been abused.
Yeah,
because,
but everybody,
everybody's my friend. And
no definition.
yes, and that brings me to the question you are asking: that is there can there be commitment without this without a concrete decision as to what your friendship is about? I think your level of commitment will decide whether it actually really show if this person is your friend.
Okay.
Because if you call somebody your friend, or in the real sense, not in the just no sense
The casual type, right?
of people calling you friends, you know, if you compare your relationship with people on different bases, you find out that at different points there's the commitment actually really shows the extent of your relationship or your closeness with the person. It's like you find out that you are more committed, to some people than the other. Not just necessarily because you don't like this person, but because of how you relate. So I think, in a way, that your commitment actually defines how close you are to the person. Your commitment to the person, commitment to their life, basically. Not as a way of prognosing. It is not like it's a mutual thing.
Right.
Both of you are being committed. It's not because
Right.
it's not with you.
I know, right?
So it's a mutual thing for both parties. So I think really that the level of commitment now decides how close
you are.
To the person, which actually is the basis of friendship,
Commitment.
Yeah.
And trust.
And trust. Yeah, commitment and trust.
So you are saying that your commitment to your friend defines how close you are. It defines how close you are.
Yeah.
I also think that your definition of friendship also determines how committed you are to the relationship.
Yes. How do you see your relationship with the person? Yes. Of course, it defines how committed you are. And the thing is, your level of commitment will actually show if you really want to be friends with the person. Yeah, your level of commitment, because you can't say somebody's your friend and you don't have the person's back.
No one said
You
this.
don't have the person's back. You are not showing up for the person.
The only thing when it's bubbly.
Yes.
Then when it's not bubbly, you leave them to figure things out, then you come back into the picture.
By the way, maybe I should also say that being friends with somebody, or friendship is not it's not a straight line graph. Like everything is just.
Please, you have to go there. Let's go to that place. And what
There are times when, as friends, we must be able to tell ourselves.
Sure, right.
And that's also part of commitment. Friendship is not just that.
Issues can be hard though.
Friendship is not all about you are doing something, but I'm not able
To call you out.
or I'm not able to correct you.
Right.
If I'm truly your friend, I should be able to tell you the truth. I should be able to tell you when you're going wrong. I should be able to correct you.
Right.
Certain issues.
Right.
So you get, so friendship is not all that we agree on completely. That times we
Everything.
disagree.
True.
We disagree to disagree that way. Like
Right.
it's not a straight line, right? There are times when we have to look ourselves in the face and really tell ourselves that, guy, what thing you do there?
Right.
There are times like that. So yeah, and like I said, I probably might have said it somewhere, but friendship is built over the years. over the years.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
think I've
just
heard you say that.
it's not just some one time thing, maybe a few months, and then because sometimes you can get caught up with the euphoria of we are just meeting each other,
Right.
guys, the vibe,
Our vibes mad. I know that until
and there's something else.
when life happen. Right.
I think, and the truth is, the closer you become, the more commitment you have to the person, the more the level of trust, the more the level of intimacy
Right.
and closeness, and which also debunks the fact that friendship will not happen by chance.
Of course.
It will not happen by chance. There's a level of commitment, there's a level of trust, there's a level of responsibility on both parties.
Right. I'm glad you went there because we see different people on social media and you see people commenting on their pictures, how our friendship goes and all that. I just like how it's going smoothly for you guys. However, there's a lot of background work that goes on behind. I've listened to stories of different people talking about how that they fell out on different occasions, and that's because we're still trying and learning to understand themselves, trying to take the corrections if the other party was correcting them. So there's a whole lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that people don't even necessarily see. They only see how bubbly it is and how friendship goes and all that. And that brings me to talk about rigidity in friendship. There's this concept of people saying, "Oh, that's how I am. Oh, if you are my friend, then you must take my attitude the way it is." Really, guys, I want to just sharp. I just talk anyhow, and that's how I am. I just talk and go, right? It just reminds me of the fact that it's important to leave room for growth while you're friends with whoever you're friends with, because over time there will be growth, right? But I want to talk about the rigidity and growth because, rigidity.
The thing about friendship is,
Right.
it's we are both giving and we are both losing. We have something to give, we have to give. We are all together to build that character. So you can't always be on the receiving end. Whereas this is how I.
So I take me as I am.
Just take. Then everybody should take.
Right.
Everybody should take themselves the way they are and accept. And nobody's really going to grow with that.
Mm-hmm.
So really, that's why that's what friendship really is. Everybody's building. We are building our character together. But we will not always get it right at the same time. We will not always get it right every time. So the fact that we have differences, we manage our differences. Where you are wrong, I tell you are wrong. When you say we are wrong, I make corrections. You make corrections.
You don't turn the blind eye when you see your friend walking down where let me share this letter. Everybody will be alright. Everybody will not be alright. It's your friend. You have to call your friend out.
That's to be able to talk. That's why I think I checked the dictionary. One of the synonyms for friend was brotherhood.
Wow.
That's the my guy. So my guy is not only when things are my guy is when my guy. So I can tell you that see guy, what you did.
It didn't make sense. It was awkward.
Right. And then you being my guy also will take that as a good thing and improve and correct and make corrections. And then you keep being guys.
Right. Right. I think that's a very good point. And when we're talking, just occurred to me that flexibility in friendships would actually give you both or you guys room to evolve over time, such that no matter how long you guys spend together, you'll be able to look back and see that, okay, you guys actually were flexible and you gave room for growth and you'll be thankful for it. Right? You'll be thankful for it. Alright, this is still Working Through Motions podcast and we are still on the subject of friendship. And yes, we still have Timi Joseph right here on the podcast. So Timi, you spoke about rigidity and I think you made a very good point, and also commitment. So I was talking about boundary setting in friendship. How do you think friends should set boundaries? How do you think, what foundation do you think boundary setting should be built upon? Or on what foundation do you think boundary setting should be built, rather? Yeah.
Okay, so one thing that makes friendship thrive is also understanding. We understand ourselves, and the level of understanding we have of ourselves in friendship also grows. So I get to understand you better than I knew you, the first time I probably met you,
Right.
or over the years I get to understand you more. And so, for boundaries, I think one aspect I want to also look at is being friends does not mean you will not have your friends will not have boundaries.
Right.
Now, it means that it's not a kind of you can do anything you like.
Okay.
Person, person, you also respect the boundaries of the person, which also makes for your differences, because we have differences. There are some things you do not like that me I don't think is bad, but because I'm your friend, I also have to respect.
Yes,
Now that does not mean that over the years those things might not change. Like for example, you could have a friend that does not necessarily like sharing stuff. It's not like personal clothes. Let's use clothes for example. So you must understand that because of the way this person is, it's not like it's a bad thing. It's just the way the person is. Now that you should not mistake that for character flaws. So don't see.
Wow, looks like there's a very thin line.
Yeah, don't when we are saying that's understanding how the person is, we are not saying of wrong character. If somebody is stealing, of course you know that's already.
Of course.
That's it. Let's just leave you. That's the rule.
What if it feels what we might not recover from?
But there's some meaningful boundaries, like sharing personal belongings. Some people are not. So some people, it takes them time for you to really give you that level of access. So I think on the very basic level, those boundaries should be respected, right? So understand that this person just don't like this. This person has a different opinion about things. Right? And that's basically, you understand. We'll not all get to be on the same page on
every single thing,
every single issue. So you may be the person that you don't really care if you just can pick my clothes and wear, even among siblings.
Right.
Like there are some siblings that you can pick
and they don't care.
And they don't care. There's some siblings that
do not touch without permission.
Or do not even use it.
Do not.
That's
right.
It just makes sense and wise to understand those boundaries and also respect. Like I said, it's not the same as character flaws, right? Or somebody doing the wrong thing, right? So I think that's it.
So can I also talk about the fact that selflessness actually has come to play, because it is not something on a normal day that sits well with you, but because that is what your friend believes. Actually, okay, let me put it this way. So you mentioned the fact that you need to respect boundaries of your friend, and you need to understand.
Yes.
So which means, on my own part, I need to bring to play selflessness. I mean, selflessness, the fact that, okay, on a normal day, I don't see anything wrong with it, but I need to deny myself of that mentality that, okay, I don't see anything wrong with it, but you see something wrong with it, so I'm just going to try and play by your rules and understand your own point of view. Do you know what I'm saying about selflessness?
Yeah, I get. Okay, I think I get what you're saying.
So which means you need to deny yourself of the pleasure of
yes.
So that's respect.
Yes, that's respect.
Right.
We must. Yes, I think that's the word. We must respect our friends well enough to be able to what's the word? Respect the boundaries of our
right.
True. Now, like I said, I don't know why I'm going to. It's not the same as character issues, like wrong.
What is a thin line between it? What do you think?
Is there really a thin line?
Or
there may be a thin line, but
maybe in a context.
Really,
right?
Character issues are not something because, like I think I've said it before at the beginning, that we are all here to make ourselves get better at different phases of our life. So if we are not getting better characters, I'm just like everything goes. If you lie, like that, that's the way
your problem.
It's going to be problem. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, looking at it, I just say what.
Right. So you mentioned something about the fact that when it comes to boundary settings, things can actually change. So what somebody would not allow before, they might start to allow it. And it just occurred to me that maybe communication make the other party understand that, okay, you don't used to agree with this thing before, but now you agree with it. And just to dawn on me that we have not actually spoken explicitly about communication. So what do you think false communication in a relationship? I'm talking from the standpoint of, okay, so we used to set boundaries, and yes, okay, let's just imagine that, okay, we are friends, and I would not allow you wear my clothes before. But all of a sudden, along the line, I just became a bit lenient, and now I can allow you wear my clothes even without permission. However, maybe communication will bring you into the know issue. Communication will make you know that, okay, things have actually changed, right? So what false communication in a relationship? What false communication in a relationship? Because communication is very important, right? We've spoken about commitment, and I think commitment is actually a great element that makes friendship work. However, people also talk about the fact that communication does a great deal in making friendships work. So over to you, Chibu.
So, communication in friendship, for me, I think everything built up.
Right.
Everything does not happen once. The way you communicate with somebody you just met yesterday will be quite different from somebody you've known for years. How you see yourselves, how you speak to yourself, how you address yourself when issues come up. Right? So, I think one of the things for me that builds communication is also trust. Trust, which is actually built over the years, over time. So, because you trust somebody enough as a friend, there are things you'll be able to really open up to the person. Right? Basically, there are things you are able to open up to the person. There are things. There are certain things you are able to discuss among yourself. There are several things you are able to open up to each other. And how does that relate to the boundaries? Of course, because you guys have been together for years, right? You guys have related with each other for years. It could happen that somebody becomes lenient about certain boundaries. So I have a friend that it does not like sharing personal things, and maybe because of the number of years we've spent together and how close we are.
Personal things out there, it's so bad.
And it's not like it will just happen once. Like things it will happen over time. You know, begins to feel little indifferent. Maybe to the whole truth was as like, guy, don't tie my clothes. I'm not talking that. I didn't say you should take it now.
Correct.
Maybe after 1 or 2 times, right? Just
take it.
She gets
so that deep anymore.
So I think it happens over time. Communication gets better over time. Same with trust. So it means as your communication grows, your level of trust with the person also grows, and also things begin to evolve in that friendship, which maybe I should say it again, debunks the whole idea of chance. I really do not believe that friendships work by chance. There has to be commitment, there has to be trust, there has to be a level of responsibility of both parties, which grows over time and comes and builds up into a meaningful and sustainable friendship.
Thank you.
I'm looking at me like a seed.
Well, maybe I should have been using my journal things that I read. Okay, so I think I always do. This is what I'm talking about finally. We'll wrap the episode up with this. Cutting people off. This cutting people off, I've heard it an unknowing number of times on social media, outside social media, in different spaces. Okay, I saw a tweet one time like that, and somebody was talking about the fact that, if your energy is not matching with your friend's energy anymore, or if your friend's energy is not matching with yours anymore, it's best for you to just cut the person off, because there's no time for nonsense. Life is too short to waste your energy on trying to understand the other party. And this person, it not felt like this person was coming from a place of, something really happens to them, and they're just trying to generalize it and give what takes in that regard, give advice to other people that are coming up on social media like us, right? Wait, nothing about that. Okay, let me get serious. So nothing about the fact that, you should cut them off if your energy is not matching. And honestly, I don't think it applies to every single person. And I've heard an unknowing number of times, I'm just going to cut you off. oh, I cut this person off. And it has become like a normal thing to do. It has become a trend that, oh, this person does this one kind. I didn't even give the person grace. I just cut the person off. So what do you have to say about this cutting people off mentality? It's not journey like that.
No. As human beings, we have to learn how to be good to people, right?
Good to people.
And the fact that everybody is not your close friend does not mean you cannot maintain good relationship with people. Life is so short to be having beef.
Everybody.
Cutting
Everybody. I mean, if there's an issue somewhere, then we need to look.
Now you
know that I'm not sure actually.
So like you can't really like cut everybody off,
right?
Because we meet people everywhere we go.
Sure.
And market, and the school, your office, church, different societies you meet,
right?
Who are not necessarily your close friends, and many of them interact with them often, right? So you now say, because this person is not my close friend or is not my friend, I don't see this person as a friend. Then your attitude towards you have awkward or weird attitude towards them.
What makes sense?
Take like him. just
life is,
you know, have a good relationship with people. Great people, or treat people nicely, and it's even of great advantage to you. Like itself, it's really of great advantage to you when you learn how to treat.
You'll be able to sleep well at night. You'll be able to sleep well at night.
It's not only your friends that you don't want. It's not only your friends. Like I think I said somewhere that, you know, everything that we have or enjoy today as human beings is not only from the people that are directly involved in our lives, but people that are not only directly from people that we know or we have affiliation with, or yes, affiliation. The other things that we benefit from people that are not really are.
They didn't expect it from them because you don't feel
like so.
Like that.
I think it's just wise enough that as a person, you learn how to have a good relationship with people. Yes, but people do very weird stuff. But people hurt you. People go, yeah, definitely. I think that's the way the world is.
We are different people.
And just move on. I think people should. Now that doesn't mean you should condone
nonsense.
Condone nothing like shit. But I think you should learn how to move on and treat people nicely. It's a good thing, it's a good advantage to you. And the fact that people do not match your energy at the present does not mean you cannot be friends. I think that also to say that. I think I have a couple of people that at the beginning, at the surface level, if someone told me,
because of course,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, lying.
And some people, the reason why some things are not clearing to you was because some people were experiencing certain things at a particular time.
Okay.
So, and that's not really it was just because of certain circumstances.
Right, I agree.
So the fact that people do not match your energy at the present does not mean you cannot later be friends with them. It just takes time. Be patient, right? It does not mean you now, this person spoke to me in a way I did not really like, and then that's all.
Talk to them again. Treat people with grace and be kind. Even I think that part of saying, "Oh, my energy," every single time you're always talking about just your energy, stems from selfishness in a way. And in a way, you can even put the other parties or the other party under pressure to like act like what they are not. So they cannot give you the best expression of themselves. They're trying to give you.
They're trying
to pretend around you just to match your energy. And they cannot go too far. They will break along the line, and you will just wonder where all the energy that you've been showing in your quote has gone, right? So I think it also suppresses people's actual expression of themselves, who they truly are, because around you, just because of your energy, we have to respect your energy.
The word definitely doesn't.
It doesn't revolve around just you. And I think, it doesn't revolve around just you. And my understanding that life will be a lot more easier and relationships will work better.
This will work.
Relationships will work better because
friendship is work.
Friendships.
Work. Friendship is a sweet.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It has its ups and downs, true.
Definitely.
However, it's really beautiful. So beautiful. I think I'm getting emotional already. But yeah, right. Oh my god. This has been a ride. This podcast episode thingy. It's been a ride. Well, thank you, Timi, for this episode. It would be nice to have you on the podcast again. I mean, it would be nice to have you on the podcast
Thank you
again.
for your time.
Thank you for your time. I'm super thankful. And all right, I hope you had a great time listening to this episode. Until I catch you on another episode, bye. And do not forget to catch up on latest news on relationship, health, politics, and all that good stuff on the Tribune Online website. Once again, bye till another episode.